Hello there, welcome back to the shop. Welcome back to the Two-Stroke Turbo channel. As you can see before me, my shop dog Stella is hot. It's the end of a day. I've got like an extra 10 minutes before closing time. I think the first thing I'm going to do is pet my shop dog Stella and introduce myself. My name is Mark and welcome to the Two-Stroke Turbo channel. I think I've probably already said that once or twice. Stella has her winter coat still on, so she is really hot. She's got all her belly dander just getting ready to pop off. We have an extraordinarily hot day. It was like 42 last night and today's 87. I mean, that's kind of a crazy temperature swing. So I guess to contribute to climate change, we've got these little stinky Isettas here, which I love these little guys. And the convertible one is not mine, that's a customer's. We're putting some Guibos on that car. If you're not familiar with Guibos, they are the drive line isolators or rubber connections that keep the drive line going smooth. Somehow that one got broken, or those got broken. And this one is my car. It is not a cabriolet. It is just a regular car. And I think I want to take it to one of the early car shows. There's a spring car show that comes around early May, just before Mother's Day. And it starts at 5:30 a.m. and it's usually done by 10. So I think I want to drive this BMW Isetta this year. I don't know why, just kind of picked it out. So I'm going to run through a few things, kind of a pre-flight inspection. I already know enough about this car that there's a few things that bother me. One is the original seat has no padding, so my butt rides on the springs and on the crossbar, which I have not yet stuffed. It has the original mohair. In fact, is it mohair or horsehair? Let me turn the light on here. Whoops, light was on. Usually you can see it like right here. So that is the seat stuffing. Comes out. Oh, I covered the bottom of the seat because I didn't want it arcing on the battery because it's all broken down. I need some real foam. I mean, this seat is just like, it is, look at, I mean, that's just not, pack some towels in there or something. I got to do something. So that's on my list to do before Saturday morning. The other thing is that bar that's laying inside there. This bar right here is the crossbar, and it belongs inside the convertible top. Somehow my car has lost it, and the little zippered pockets have ripped. So I've got to sew in, probably with a hand needle, a couple little pockets and put this bow in to keep my convertible top from doing just that. So that's project number 2. The other is to check all the fluids. There really is only 2 fluids on an Isetta: brake fluid and engine oil. And gear oil, I guess. Engine oil, I'm pretty sure is fine, but the brakes, not so fine. I don't know how that can go bad just sitting, but I've had an issue with the rear wheel cylinder on this. Only has one rear wheel cylinder. It doesn't leak, but somehow it draws in air. If I bleed it right there, usually it's fine. So I'm going to do that, and that lasts for a couple months, and then I got to do it all over again. Maybe it is leaking. I can see some stuff on the wheel there. This has the taller drive gear in it. In other words, most Isettas have, well, if you think of a car with a 411 rear end, this one has freeway flyer gears. That's the best way to explain it. Doesn't mean that it goes faster, it just means it doesn't rev up as much. And that makes a big difference, I've noticed. What else we're going to tell you here? I got to check the tires, check the brakes, sunroof, seat. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's get working on it. And I might even throw in some work that we're doing on this one as well, but that might be for tomorrow. So let's get our car show prepped for the car show. Car ready for the car show is what I meant to say. Since we're on the topic of micro cars, we're getting into the season with the sunshine and the warm weather and just looking around. My shop dog Stella, who's now out in the sun right there, bathing in the hot, hot sun. I had to move this little Honda to get the Isetta out, and I thought, you know what, I've invested a lot in this car and I don't use it. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that I don't use it. So it's probably going to go on the sale block. If anybody's interested, hit me up. It has quite a bit invested in the body and paint. It is a vinyl top car from the dealer, I believe, and it's pretty beautiful, but there's some things like the bumpers probably should be re-chromed to match the beautiful paint, and you know, it really shines. It's a Lamborghini color. You can see right now the sun shining on it with the leaves, the gold shining through, which matches the gold wheels. It has sport seats, beautiful sport seats, no rust, nice door panels, nice door cards. Dash pad is a little cracked, and the windshield has some windshield wiper scars. How many miles? 58,000. I don't know if that's turned over or not. It's a 1970 N600. It's a nice little car. It runs like a top. Let's see if I can start it up here. Didn't think this was going to turn into an advertisement, but she's running. It's got a custom dual exhaust. Horn used to work. Oh. There we go. Got to get in the right spot. And it's a fantastic little car. I don't use it. And I've got so many other projects that I need the funds. So if somebody wants to spend 10K on a car, a really nice little Honda, let me know. All right, let's get back to the daily grind of working on cars and not selling cars, because there's no money in selling cars. That's for sure. Okay, so off my rant on spending $20,000 on a paint job for a car that I'm going to sell for half price, and you get the car for free. Back to working on, I guess what I really like to do is work on cars, not sell them. All right, so we're underneath the Isetta. We've got our bleeder wrench on the valve. We've got our maple syrup bottle. I think that's Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jemima's maple syrup bottle, and a little clear hose. And we just crack the bleeder a little bit and pump the pedal, and already it feels way better. I don't know what it is about this car. It's got this perpetual problem that the rear bleeds down. We bled it one more time for good measure. I think that's about where it is. I got a little fluid out, a little air out. Okay, brakes are done. On to the next thing. All right, good morning. It's early the next day. You can tell Stella's got a jump on the day by laying out in the sun. Her belly points toward the sun like a sundial. You haven't figured it out, this is Mark narrating from the Two Stroke Turbo channel, one of the best channels on YouTube. And we've got a shop full of red cars. Didn't plan it that way, it's just the way it happened. Isettas are so nice because they're only 7 feet long and they stack like cordwood end to end. Take two spots, like two Isettas fit in the spot of one Mustang. So we packed the cars in for the night. We're going to see if we can work on two Isettas today. One is mine, which I'd like to take to a car show, and one is another customer who he'd like to take to a car show later in the month. So it's going to be car show prep for double red Isettas today. Pretty cool. Okay, welcome back to Isetta Repair Day. I've looked all over my shop. I cannot find any seat foam. I didn't realize I was out, so that's a bummer. I don't think I can stuff my seat. I don't have the material. But I do have the bow for the top, and I figured out the pockets, how it goes in there. I painted it, cleaned it, you know, stripped it down, got all the rust off. That's ready to go in. So that's in progress. I got the tires aired up, checked the oil in the engine. I think we're ready to go there. Then on Isetta number 2, the Cabriolet, I struggled a bit, but I was able to loosen up the chain case, and you can see I got the guibos out. One new guibo is already in, and the other guibo is ready to go in. That's this one here. And look at these. These are in bad shape. They're cracked all right. These don't have that many miles on them. I'm really glad that I saw that. This would have been a terrible failure, but they're all starting to crack, and I don't know why. It's got the rear end. This car has what's called the rear end relocation kit. You can see the springs have been drilled and the axle has been moved forward so the drive line is straighter, which puts less torque on those mounts or drive couplers called guibos. So I don't know what's up with that, but we're going to get to the bottom of it, I'm sure. So we'll get the drive line back in. This is the drive line for the Isetta. Doesn't appear that it's got any broken tangs. That's good, or bent tangs. I've had to repair those before. We'll just keep clicking along. Okay, so the old Guibos, they're cracked and broken. See the split right there, are out, and the new Guibos are in. I just have to cut off their metal bands. That took a while. That took me a couple hours. I struggled with that quite a bit, but we're good. Now we got to work on the exhaust hangers here. It's all wired up, and I don't know if we'll have enough time to take it for a drive, but we're gonna try. Okay, my day just got really crazy. Here I am working on this Isetta that came in with a broken muffler and a couple of torn Guibos, and I grab hold of the head pipe, which is the exhaust pipe that comes from the engine, and if you can see this, I'm going to grab right here and push. Can you see that? I'm pushing this up and down the whole cylinder head. The cylinder head popped off the top of the engine. What the heck? What the heck? Oh man. Okay, well, stay tuned. Suspense is going to kill you. I haven't even had the engine cover off yet. The whole cylinder head right there, this where it bolts down right here, is completely loose. Oh yeah, the nuts for the cylinder base loosened up. Well, that's crazy. No wonder there's so much oil down here. Oh man. Okay, well, I guess I found out what the real reason this car broke down. That's crazy. All right, so I thought about it for a minute. This cabriolet of my customers is going to need some more work. I obviously didn't anticipate the extra damage, so I don't want to leave you hanging too much. Let's end on a non-suspenseful, happy note. This is my BMW Isetta. It's very similar to the Cabriolet. I'm going to turn the gas on. We're going to listen to this thing fire up. It should be on there. And hopefully my cylinder head doesn't pop off. And that's a new one on me. So on that car, all the bolts, there's 4 bolts that hold the cylinder head on. Seems like they've loosened up. I'm just going to agree. No, my cylinder head is still bolted on. That's good news. You can see the fuel is gravity feeding into my fuel bowl there. Glug, 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 glug. When it fills up the glass filter, it then fills up the bottom of the carburetor, which fills up the float, and it should be ready to go now. What happens is, if I have a full tank, it will actually overflow. There's a little overflow valve out this little tube and onto the ground. And if I let it sit here for a half hour, it will start to drip. So I haven't started this car in a long time. I believe the battery is up. It's a warm day. I'm just going to wing the key here. See if we got the generator light. Yep, we're out of gear. Nope, it needs a little choke. So we're to the choke on. Now we're gonna, come on baby. Here we go. I heard something, pop, pop, pop. There we go. Oh yeah. Listen to that baby. Fire to life. That sounds so good. Yeah. Do a dance rail. Listen to that. We can turn the choke off now. Peachy's warmed up. See if she'll take some throttle. A little cold. Come on, baby. Oh. Come on, work through it. It's a little cold. Come on. Well, let's turn the choke back on. There we go. Now let's see if it works. Still a little cold. There we go. That's how you know it's right. Get your fuel mixture just right. Oh, I love this car. So I think I'm going to take it to the early morning car show tomorrow morning. It's going to be really hot. I still have to do a few things, like get my bow in my top, and my dog Stella, she's so hot. How hot is it? Oh, it's 90. Wow. That's like 35, 32 degrees Celsius for European guys. Okay, we got our hot Isetta ready to go for a hot drive this weekend. I hope it doesn't overheat.